Yáay, which in chasati takat Johan. Yáay dat qoa. Kagachtaaq. Deeg. Eka at. Tléixʼ qoa shkalneek at. Yéil kun kagachtunik. Aka awe achtuasagu kautua aku. Ha inki niki daax'oondahéen shkalneek at. Yéil achtuasagu kagachtu aku. Atusa qoa dituasagu. Shuqaa kaya aku. Guk shkalneek.
All right, I'll go.
Okay.
Do you have to guess which is which?
Tlingit just for x'adulyeili. X'adulyeili at kagachtu.
Okay. Tléixʼ. Japanese hatangi huasaku. Tléixʼ. Guacan huaun. Nás'k. Hula huasaguk.
Daqasa Johan. Tléixʼ x'adulyeili dat.
Tléixʼ tuwuch guacan awa unt.
Kaka. Ha. Wasa yituwuch Johan. Suk. Daqasa x'adulyeili at.
Does she get a prize?
Oh, gosh. Yáay
X'éig. Yáay.
Oh, yáay. X'éig.
Okay. It's just something about you. I didn't think you shot a deer.
Tlingit Johan.
Daddy, na do cut was cut you kakwatank.
Okay.
Yáay.
Idate you tukhwatan. Was tléixʼ guacan yiun. Okay. Oh. Atusa tsu.
Hat awe. Kejeni nach awe ach dachantki. Ja Yukon yechat yeti Nás'k jin krat kakejin tak dach. Kunach yeke we washin khwasen.
So Yanaka? Nás'k.
Kunach yeke we washin khwaseneyi.
Aha. Daqasa Johan. X'adulyeili at.
Musky okay.
Yidlak.
Oh, yáay. Ha, kanach yishaguk aya. Wesh x'adulyeili at yit'ei. Tisakshawe qoa yáay dat. Atake kwalkakwaak. X'éig jiyis. Si hit x'ollayech. Dech. Tléin tléixʼ x'áin Yáay. Nás'k. Yís Yáay aya x'áú Yáchutáin.
So Yéay anaka? Shtikat?
Tléixʼ. X'éig jiyis. Si hit x'ollayech. Dech. Tléin tléixʼ x'áin Yáay. Nás'k. Yís Yáay x'áú Yáchutáin.
Nás'k.
Tléixʼ achtíwa.
Isi awe isi chan kunach achawe ach tundatani isi sik hidi ye I tléixʼ. Yes, Rega?
X'ollayech.
Oh, you bought a new boat? Okay.
tléixʼ in
Yáay kunach utzaka chatwustien. Just Costco dach'oil the katach tléixʼ. Ishan. Kaltua ako tléidahin gwaltachdahin. Ach shetcha ach yetki tléidahin awe. Deishu. Asa yawad lach we kanata katleach yeti. We tléixʼ ka tléix'kadain watu at Yáay Yachutáin.
Chodín, so helgau EG.
Yeah, we. I do sakshu eko ayay that. Yehoji kadain shkakach Yéil. Okay.
Tlingit yeti yachana internet tléixʼ Jawe camera cauchly key. Tléixʼ Chatlak awe achtuasigu kuk huatu. We tsatsi ka at kamli yiji at achtuasigu huashetini. Nás'k. Akadli ka achdushi kunachawe chasichan.
Wasa ituj. Do you katangi da Yáay Oh, Yáay
Yéay anaka I dacha kwan.
Yeah, because I ordered, it was 200 gallons, and Lydia just said
Satua
she wanted to make it out
18.
almost a week.
Hush.
Stay away. Dach age ti yn y co.
Dech, okay.
Thank you.
Wait,
Fine.
at
He said he didn't see any kind of ticket and a whole bunch of paperwork. He's gonna.
Eich aya, ai cachtin. I gled cael gytangu o tŵ ach.
Dech, wait, at at kamli at achtawasigu khwasha tinni. Nás'k x'éig dushi kunach awe has chasichan.
Dawch sa yw ha. Gwell dy chwsti aya gydyn a dade. Ie gachis ai.
Wel, all dwys i Yéil hi.
Oh, just eich wat jean we keil kadouche kech is chan. Yke gyn chish. A du eat sakwa ha. Out gan, giwene.
Yáay that was click. Dech tacos x'ádulyeili. Nás'k Donald Trump ḵ'adulyeili.
Oh.
Nás'k.
What to ko ya would lock. Kausha hit. A wish ḳ'adulyeili at he. Yáay gonna cheese. You did qua a do suction we cook qua.
Gwallchad.
Oh, yáay.
Gwallian chadwani. Tléixʼ. Tléixʼ Yáay wuha. Yidat. Dech chat. Sewa at. Nás'k. Hell kuchida achji.
Oh.
Like. Tléixʼ. Tléixʼ tléixʼ Yáay wuha.
Oh, ha, yáay.
Tléixʼ. Dech chat sewa at. Nás'k. Hell kuchida achji.
Ye chwaji kuchida ijiye ti.
Kuchida achji wo. Ayachawa. Nalchish.
Yáay. Do say that qua.
Well, what again?
Oh, yáay.
Louis Riel, Huchlegao. Decha. Knach ach twasigu douche hanelli. Atuadach shayadehain. Kagak hajiwu. Nás'k tléixʼ away. Krahat hahididach awa kwach hoots itach we hoots tléixʼ good daax'oondahéen. What?
Oh, daax'oondahéen, Johan. Adu in sak hullagawa ke ililku.
Yéil.
Ich atu ha ein xkalneek tu.
Decha.
Ah,
Knach ach twasigu douche hanelli. Atuadach shayadehain. Kagak hajiwu.
Oh,
Ijide ach dushich ak kwasawu.
Xkalneek.
Yake, gynnal cheese. Oh, x'éig. Adu sak shawaidat.
Tléixʼ. Shoot ariak. Dak watu atan. Hayaga. Nás'k. At kai ach jiwa. Ya tak akin. At kai, a cord of wood. Ach jiwa ya tak akin. Akin enough. I built a fire. We brought our boat up to the beach. And I have a cord of wood enough for winter. That's the lie.
Yake, ha.
Ishan.
In x'éig. Oh. Okay.
was het.
Oh, gynnal cheese.
Siúg tléixʼ daax'oondahéen katagu. Dach hell ach twa wiskuya douche kwani. Chade yachadu. Nás'k. Yada aya ach x'éig waqtanayi.
Tléixʼ tia naqa.
Yada aya ach x'éig waqtanayi.
Tléixʼ qa.
Oh, tléixʼ tléixʼ daax'oondahéen katagu.
Daax'oondahéen, Johan.
Tu ha ein xkalneek Nás'k. Nás'k Nás'k yada aya ach x'éig waqtanayi.
Kawa watchke. Kawa what? Yeah.
Déchige gas dúis chudachi tuasagu.
Deish,
Like,
kirchye, douche, kunachsigu, tuguasigu.
like. John.
Has Pusiku un Katagu Geju, but Guas Tléixʼ ka deich.
Like,
Ichuni wakdana yige.
like, ach, waqtana, chess, kudzagig, kukias, x'éig waqtana.
Oh, okay. Good sheesh. Adusatsu shkalneek. Oh, Tlam Telkadin Kachshahidrita. Huchaga.
Like,
Oh, sheesh.
ach tuasigu in kahwanigi. Tléixʼ, x'éig versus xkalneek. Yéil. Tléixʼ, jin kat ka gushuk ka tléixʼ ka daax'oondahéen aya. Xkalneek kudzati. Tléixʼ. Deich kirchwan kudzati jin kat ka gushuk ka jin ka daax'oondahéen aya. Nás'k. Ashtahin kwan kudzati jin kat ka gushuk ka jin ka daax'oondahéen aya. Daqasa isati shkalneek. Or the one that's true. Tell me how you say it. Is it which one is true?
Daq'asa x'éig atchsati.
X'éig atsati.
Daq'asa x'k'adulyeili atchsati. Daq'asa Johan wasa yituwuch.
Only one is true, two are lies.
Deich.
Deich? Dasa deich. True or false?
Tléixʼ owe x'éig city. Dach'age ḥ'adulyeili at aqua deich kachu Nás'k.
Like.
Shukranach x'éig city. Kat kana ak qiditi. Yega?
Like.
Okay. Yéil.
Decha kirch adatige.
Kirchwan dach ayachat achsayi Juan Lane. Kirchwan dach achlich.
Ega ataga.
Nás'k shtak'in quan udzati jin katagushuk kakajin daax'oondahéen.
Yehoji dech awik ega at.
Like,
Chik kwadanak. Kek kwadashit.
shawat shanaya ka shawat jane tsu konach.
Oh, Ishan.
Mm-hmm.
You can we irtidei aya tléixʼ. Yigoy Juan Johan. Wat kudach chusi at away an kuch. Naskia eka at xati. How? Okay. Kudach sawe ko isai.
Kachchanak x'éig x'éig hit x'éigu shawatayachat hit x'éigu shtach'in quan dach ka kich quan dach quantlain way frost on the beach when the glacier passes over. Quantlain.
Okay.
The woman who moves the killer whales. Literally the breath.
Okay, sa.
Or that where it blows, I think.
Okay. Gonna cheese. Adusatu de toasaku kay ako. Oh, good.
Tléixʼ Dana a kach'aku chatsati x'éig chunakau dach that was Dave. Nás'k ich quan dach.
Okay, dachasa Johan.
Word place.
Tu ha een xkalneek dech a.
What's that?
Dech zu ha
Tu ha een xkalneek dech a.
Oh, you know what?
Those
Those are all three lies. Oops.
Do.
I was trying to fit a truth in there. I actually don't know where my name is.
One.
His kwasiku x'éig kach sin tash chukanadi akhtakanuchu nekadi. He gave it to me when I was born.
Okay.
Nechadi.
His kwasiku another kach sin though.
Okay. Okay. Gonna cheese. Gedein schreigli Yéil. Hetsu ik agachtuhin. We're not going to believe you again. Okay. Kasagu, Johan. Kasagu.
Okay. Achtuasigu stech. Dech. New Mexico Yetki kutsati. Nás'k Ted Bundy Udusagan Hidi Wugut.
Oh, that's good. Daax'osa, Johan.
Nás'k
Tlégʼ.
That's good.
That's good.
Tlégʼ.
Never even, yeah.
Achuni.
Okay. Sheesh.
That's not Ted Bundy Hidi Wugut.
See, I will.
Oh, he done. Sadi. Kuinich sati.
Yeah. Scary. It's gani. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Way to go. Wasa kukwasa. Ihidi tuk gaye iati etian.
Kitty.
Ihidi ga wa.
I do say that suka.
Tlégʼ. Sheikh Yi Da Awe. Dek Hunda Kahidit Khwasakuch. Nás'k ḵ'adulyeili.
Sheesh. Daax'osa, Johan.
Suyeyanaka tlégʼ.
Tlégʼ. Ach Sheikh Yi Da Awe.
Suyeyanaka dech.
Dek Hun Dakahidit Khwasakuch.
Dech.
Tlégʼ.
Oh. Yes, the DNC.
Tlégʼ.
Tlégʼ.
Hey.
Uyeyanaka Tlégʼ. Kut ucho.
Tlégʼ. Ach Sheikh Yi Da Awe.
Cheers.
Okay, good cheese.
Huts uhu chat kunachtu asigu. Yake.
I do such quashi that qa. Sukka.
At desk.
Tlégʼ Yakutan Shidkade Yandcha Kuch Ach Yaguin. Dech Ach Dakun Kudjacha. Ach Dakun Kudjucha Yancha Kuch Yayagi. Nás'k Tlech Chitlak Gau It Dach Ayachat.
Kella tua ishqi iqsti da daya yak qas ai.
Shatlak gautig. Eichet.
Now hit what?
Gautidach. Gautidach. Achoe ach truck. Clock du sayi. We license plate. Clock. Cause clock yancha kuch.
Okay. Hesach toa ysgu equsti daich chos ai. Galchish. Shishuko at. How? Tsukke Johan. Galchish. Yitu agesagu dat. Yuchagachtu laati. Tléixʼ enach Tlingit enach. Yéil Yáay shkalneek tuasagu tua achi. Gaud cawd hit. Galchish dinkai ako. Chasaku wat ganin slidzi. We tléixʼ yuchatangi jagachtu naki. Ako achtundetani ye tiyata. Yauk klein yikdewe uhan. Gaud cawd hit aya. Ya hashagun. Hastu itchaya yan takuchu. We zayd koa. To a shot. Chua yata yachawe tléixʼ yuchatangi. Just janak. Aka we eilhini a kade gachtu kuchuchin. Yewe kadena gachtu cha. Yewe achtu asagu kagachtu aku. Ya yidet hachagu kaku hastu yuchatangi. Gachtu saach. Ye awe Tlingit. Shtakatul tuut kagachtu aku. Hastu yuchatangi aya hatu asagu. Utua achi. Yéil, Yáay, xkalneek. Yewe galchish satuk. Ya yata awechan kayiniki adat. Ya itua sagu. Itlak. X'éig shukwa. A itcha. Chukane dika. Kachukan sha. We huchi ai shanguki dika. Yewe shakudzi yewe hastu yuchatangi. Kachwasa hatu wasagu hastu yachaya. Wuchin yuchagachtu laati. Achtu yake. Kedain hasa kaushachid. A kaushachid ewe. Du x'éig. Qoneya kwahihya idat. Ya du kwallitu wasagu. Itu. Ya du Hokuksa. Akaki kwashi. Yakwan tla. Oh, let's
Tlingit awe ya Yéil tu gut. Außerdem Yáay. Hinach keak la kelcho yaw. Ouch a was hutsu to edakas de we yaw. One is ye to the shop. Shkadak katakin. Tre yaw kay kawat hatsu tlatuyik ta katakini outside katake yaw usha. Tladak tekin tlakonach. Yaw to yikt kaw ay we Yáay. Tlayikta hutsutsiki ta yaw ho. Yáay te yu kutlaw aw aya Yéil. Tlaik shoot aw ti ak. Tlaakaw akalt usa we Yáay sacha Gedéin le ús cíit tus le cadéich ús cha teag chutsaní a có áú yú Yáay có ayú yú yáw le léich có áte Yéil atáia léich é a gús ít ó Yáay dat barbecue dó a sac ya satgadet casí Wana níos áha ótaí nach ó Yáay ó yáwdil calla súsa a tléineáha áhacha Yéil. Tána yú Yáayichtaí chus i táid calla cataí gataí. Tla yú Yáayú sa tléich ósa cha táid la cat yú Yáay gataí acha. Tas du céine céine atcha. Wan níos atéich acha áhachas tá úna yú Yáay. Dyn o dwllu has. O taich da o I geir lewd crachad galla has. Geir lewd galla has Yáay hi o eich da I. Ich o tu awa no gan wllu has yw Yáay. Dwi tît dyn at gaw dig. O sy cwy an wllu has a jadlat a tu da I. Adusca cacanach ceachas. Adusca cacanach ceachas. Trír a caí á a datci joséo ach at callo go ai a tí co. Atas at áti chich nílte. Ai datci tléas xkalneek do tlakas do ísasín. Yáay tlé na yú nach anulli has a ichta casé dénat dóacht. A jota ata awa at ta katkaji shaguna in. Ata ados audoa a Yéil ados ke kakanach ke kokachas. Awata daudoa nach ta kakaudot lis uta wa Yáay klin. Ta du itiach ach kokonach keo nach keu te kin ka. Ta ken da kinot ta ken da kinkin da chunot ta katayo. Akano tléixʼ takin da nisa qoyach de takin tlayante deu takin yante takin no tla usk tlaga te usk takatyu ich takata da tata usk wan nisa ya watlach taketein shotsene ya gotli anya o akota la kadon illa kan de jelu Yáay taitiete di kayu tai la kadat o tlego saka Yáay tainai jak hasu tu jak ha iqatus ya na khanu litite ya atu de gatto acht atu de gatto acht atu de keto teken How, yodo acht. Achtzei atune. O yu antqini chas awacha. Takot chas shuwachich. Ajo yeko yawacha. Ajo ache koot. Yáay yanulashi unawo. Atudah kedo takina latach dowacha ya. Tlanach yunasikask. Ajo tlanach atu dowachun. Takadu desde kaudo jese Yáay. Taitiete tlanako sikas. O Yéil kwao ta aye ute. Yáay tlen ashuke ute. Kastakat ashunaki chot sa achot teki. Aya chote geniata.
Gedéin x'ch'adulyeili. Oh. Gwell gedéin x'ch'adulyeili. Yáay dat. Yadua. Gwell yadua. Gugsa. Kid Yáay.
Ja, atu gut, yes. هو ستينة كيك أكتي وياي هو اشتكنون دانت يا أتسيكو إيتي هو شوتو كيتشيش كاكينا ويان أياوا يك يتو تقين يكتن تقين وآياوا كود هاي تاسو تسكوختي إيه تاسو تقيا كيا دو كسي أيك كونك سيشا تنجسيخ أيك أيك كسي ويا أيك أدي وياي تصطيق اتلين وخاش وجعنا واها في من نتوخ يعنها أيك شكي يخي وخا وخاش وصيق أتكتن نتيخ أتقنا خاش وهوشك ونا أو كده وتتكتن ودين على الحش تقوى ينو كاكتيكيك أخيو تشتي وخيك دينا نتلحش أولي اشتوالك وقوق يتخي أول سقسئين أشكوك يدو السقس كيو خاو كن أتتن يكي كيو خاو كن دقيق اختشت أوكو يا السقس مشكيك هو أتسلقو قوة وصل كاو يفش كن يا أتسطان يقو أو وخصن أسطان الشيخ كوا قوة أت قينة دوديها الخاش هذا ستة توازكو الخاش هاي وجف فن قوي قيقها عادو اسكيقها كانت أنقخاش توأخ تاسو يكتب توأخ هذا تجاه أتجو كود واتسو أكوكا the first chance go تقين أيكتخ أقاوة أشيبش شكاك تقين خنيت لقود واسا ويكتخ كتقين خا خنيت وتخصاصات هذا دوت تيجا من صار أخطاء بقى يختار خطيك قدسين و أخذ التقين هي تعدنا وأتقاء وفش عن تقينيش تسويه الداغ تاي هي عندك وأنا سأت وتقاخد قبولتي وأيضا أدوكد خيخ وأودوتي كوا أقوتش واتق هقوز واسطة كوت خطسيا كتنيك ياي وتخيش هاي خيخ آتتيخ خيخ آتتيخ كه و شاقيت كوتا ياين خدخناك أخوتي تو تاون بتشوفون all that away to us out خدخناك خد قاشو كيكي ونقناك أخلقات كاشو وجاك وزك شو تستان جاك تسيك وشوك تلتبتي هو تبابنك هو أعتقاك تكناك وخدك توتسر أخكاك دكاك يقد قاشو لكيكات أنقناك أخلقات يقودوا هذا السياق أتوات هذا توخون النق يقول كاب قوات أتختاك لكوها أو أشوتي نكوكو إذا تكوكو الشيء هو كيه أكوس إيجادني أتوا يسختي خاق السيء يوكسيكو كانك أودور خاص
قاعدة تقاق هسكي هذا
ويل أشوت لها وياي أنا كيكك جيه يا كي لو أوسيكو قيو يا وتك تدخان الخد وأشنا الحق ويل يكيد كأنا قيك تنقطع قينات يتوتر كيو قاقي أول هو يقول يكتب دقين كهود تزوجيو أول قان قوة كوش تجينا خلنا وسيلك قان تكون قاسة أيقول تشو توتيك والكن تيو سن أيقول تشو توتيك كذي تقاني تشوك هاوي وياو كاكونت كالتوس تاكو تواسك شو إيح كيوسلو تكوياو وانا نسوى شو خيخوياو هوت كتيانك يسوتيا إيه كتيكو أتخاش ويانتين نمني توس وانا نكشو تكونا كتيك تياو الشد هوت ها تين كنا يوشي تتو آوانوك تين كي وطن كسكتش تو أتيك لتاشا تسوك تاسك شو لتاقو ليه يقول كنا يوشي تتو لقيت الشيخ خانق شي لقيت بشي خانق شي الخيس لقيت بشي خانق شي لقيت بشي خانق شي جوتا وشينا تسلهش تؤاتي أنا خلاص لقيت وساق لقيت إيه قوتك لا تسلهش قوتك توعو كشي نختاقنا الجد تليش كوجك أقو وانا سوتت خيطو تاتا سيوا يا ستان يا ستان اشكت بالكو وشيت كوت دقيق وتلتشت عوقود أسكي قاقل خلق خاشق ويكتق كيختقي نوقع يكتق أتسكي قاقل خلق خاشق يكتقيق تقين يوقيق يأتشك تتخ أعتقد للتا تلسلوكو قلت يسقيق يا يوستان يا أيو يكتي أيو يقيتقها أسكي قاكانا خنقا شكو يكتقيق تقين يقيق تقا يكتي ها سؤالك تتلياك تك خسها تقليس وعد والقيلة قا جاي خو أسكي قاكلا خلق خاشكو يكتقيق تقين يوقيق توشالك تجو توتالا تقول خو تشل وشالك أقوتها كوتو كيوتو خواشيو كوكا خوكيو تو خش هذا شو تخلي تقعد كاخكو وكنت خش تعرف شو تاخذ تطلع شيء كنت أو خايا تدق تتوقع خو كل الكي وخايا تدق مش على قلت لك هيش كاوش ولا تكي 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 ولا تكي 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 ولا تكي 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 قوة للتقيل ولا تكي تكي قوة للتقيل يا قات ايتي وتكي تهوج ها إيش تتلاقى قوة ويا تاي خاش تتلاقى تتين ويا يخوش نقايد خندا تلاقى تتي ويجن تخنق ويا خطي قوة ويا يتقي تقين تكون تحاول تقول قاشق وإيخ وكشتايسقيك وقاتك وطيق شتايسقيك التوتاك تات كنكتش وخك خوتاك وتسئي وتلي تسئي وياتلي كوتو تلقاش تتوقع لتلي واتعالى أوكت تحسي نتلق يوسم ها يا موتو وطي يا موتو وطي آتل أتايش التولي ها أتلك شكل تاسا يكتو تأخك ويا قتل قيوس يكل شقك هو تأخك ويكتو ها يكتا تتوأخ يكتا تتوأخ أسكك هكلا خلق خاشك ويكتا كيف تقيلي وقيتو يكتا قاوتو كلا خلق خاشك وجو قاوتت وقوات يكتا كاكو هيها عليك خاصيت خوتيها يها عليك أول تقط قاشو وكيك ويا أيك تكود وكليا هسا وخايو القلق كخسو سكتة قد خشو وكيك تسلق اللق لا والكات سكويك أيوة اللق لا والكات كوك ناكل توازن تقيك توهنكين كوك ناكل كات لاو سكات كوسك شوت لاو سكات تقيخ أقوى يسوع كابوني هو قوي تايخ كابو تكونه
تلقى ويخ يقوتين يا دعاء
Kakotech westau tiko ich goed agit. Atachawe tu kik kotlekotau khit tetla wusko. Tit khatuta ukut. O sitino ya tetekatu kok. Setsohen khate. Wana se kinau tekin. Hi. Tlayakho kunalket nakhtisaku ya. سوتلتيس يكتو تقيني وانا نيسو يكتو تقين دوت نياكوت كاو نيتكولا كن نيسو توق ستو ياويك تاقت ايتو تاختي خط ايك تاوي اوتك ايك شو توتك نيتكوك ايك شو توتك اوتك تسكت تينا توتان تلتكتيني كهختتا ستشكيخ كاسكو تصا ويك تسكيتي ياوه اوتك اتشاق تتوسقى انك قكوت سينخ نتلو تقيني اتشاق وتوكت تلاقي تكوت الدوك تلاقوت يونا وجو يوسن وجو خوتت كتوت خاص يكايت يووت خاص يكايت وانا سوت لو كسيت وسلاش اطلعها سوا دوت بتلخص تطاطيه سنكت تطاطيك قبقود وانا ساعة واخ يقصلك تطاطيه توته ويا ايوه استخدم كسكي قلتين وايد توساك يسيك تو تقيني يا تسلسل طيب كيف كشكا أعطيه الخاصية تتوان النسوة تسكت يقصدك وتخان الصخ هو الناس يكتب دواخ أعطوا سقا كان خنق خاشي يا يكتخكيخ تقين تصوت وخ تلقوا وقا يقتن خاوت وخ يقتن كو كوتليات أي خوات لتسو أعطوا سقا كان خنق خاشي
قايق أنغت
يا
بيسك
يكتخكيخ تقين وصا
أتسك قايق أنغت بيسك قاقانخ أنغت
أنغت تلقى ويخا أنغت أقاقا نتقتتي توجي أجي وخلقي وتتاخا أخواتو يا كتلنكت ياوه وانا صوت وخاش يكتاج كوتت الخش كاغا كنت الخش يو تكنون تسنيو تكون سكيتك وتاوي يا تكون سككت تاوي أكلك كيتشاقا خدو تقن تواق لكن تشونو كيدقن خو دوقت كتير تقصو كيكين دقصوصا كيو خاط تقصو تاوى تقصو كيوتي خواني داقت يتلقت قطعك سجا وتايو دقين أنا قبوتة يمكن أقوات الكالية وتي تاقن تجل تأتس لقتك خوتي تاو وانا ليسوا أنا وقت تشون خوات وقت وأنا تشيك شيك تقوت أخوك يا تك تشتري Tlélsik te kokota hakoya what is a kunach agot to konach augasak anetlugut. Tlélsik te kokota hakoya you. Ayik te kotoach ayik te kotoach. Wasak weke. Tu sika kanach an kakashi. Ja, yuk takkeeg toki. You go qua. To get was. Kesja was kiwa. Kesja Ja'an, Ja'an, you was our sahuj qua. Get out hina sakat. Tatхина sakat. Kutkhna qaqsit kenwet at taakt u. Ja. Khastes khakot khawa. Kutkhna qaqsit. Kes at taakt u. Yeah, تقايخوا تتعطنا وتلكاس كيف كانوا تلخ وهي تتعاقدوا يخوتنا وتلكاس وت يود خاق خدقن تنين فشود خيوتي أتخوت أكسطك وسكت أتخوت قدوكوت كتسو وت
Sheesh.
Goodness.
Asian when it's what head was up with what he let Khakena Kushu Kakatula Ati. Ah.
How's the goo?
Yeah, wow. Okay, 5 minutes of English is permitted. Thoughts, questions, ideas?
Is that where you got your name?
That's where my name comes from, yes.
Okay. Yes. Well, yes.
And I think I usually say it's a decoy, but there's different versions. And so, and it's really fun to listen to Susie James because she says, Khole. So it's almost like there's a little lei necklace in there, but she makes a regular substitution N to the L sound. My great grandpa did the same thing. So we write an N with an underline.
Oh, so the underlined N, that was my question.
Yeah.
That's the voiced L?
Yep. And so like my great grandpa listened to a recording and he said, Uhalawe, Uhalawe. And then there's this place called Tanani. And he says, Tal Ali. And then Nora says, Tan Ani again. And he says, Tal Ali. Very clear. His name was Bert Dennis, and he used to say, Bert Dellis. So it was a thing. That's something that seems to be just with those two speakers, as far as I know. But there might be others.
I was noticing that, I don't know what his name was, but that first man, he was using a lot of fourth person there, and they were translating it as they did that, but it was do whatever, eh?
Yeah, so there is a bit of back and forth on how to translate the fourth person, whether it should be it happened or people did it or they did it. I'm kind of a fan of the first two. I understand the they because it's how English takes care of it sometimes. But I guess just pushing for clarity, I tend to lean towards like what's going to help the learners. But it's not like I'm not going to die on that hill. But it's just something I think about. And yeah, sorry, there's a bunch of typos in there and stuff too. Like trying to catch the programs will just throw the root on the next line down. I'm trying to catch that, but it's been kicked over to SHI at this point, so it's their beast to deal with. That was so much work just sitting there like listening to that and really trying to get what they're saying. Frank Italio and Susie James are very difficult. There's another version. I didn't have it isolated, but Frank Dick tells another version that's pretty much identical to Frank Italio's version. So there's a bunch of little details. There's a bunch of words that you don't really hear that often anymore that are in these stories. Some of them talk really fast.
Susie James talks really fast.
Yeah, like sometimes they're like, there's a whole big chunk, like all at once. And so it's helpful to have it to read, but then to go back and listen. And it's just kind of fun to engage and see, because for Susie, like also the depth of her language is really spectacular. Like if the tape cuts off, so we don't have the ending, but when she tells the Raven and the Daylight story, it's phenomenal. It's just amazing. Just the things, and a lot of hortative verbs, like whenever Raven wants something to happen, he'll switch to these hortative forms. It's like, you see, not every speaker does that, but the older ones tended to do that. Older being like they were born in the early 1900s, late 1800s. That tended to be a thing that they captured. So he'll say anqahashi, and they also do this singing. And as we're translating it, Marge, she referred to that as shkalneek, which was really interesting. Like then I went on a quest to figure out like, what is that? And so looking through Jeff's notes, he had it as like a song that's composed to the opposite clan that requires a response, or like a love song. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I asked a couple other elders about it, and they were saying something similar. And then I asked Ken Gacy about it. We're on our way to a conference in Fairbanks, and I saw him in Anchorage, and we had breakfast, and I was asking him I was like, what does this word mean to you? And he says, it's calling the end back to the beginning. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense as far as the language goes. So you've got shu on the front, chuch to summon as the root, and then the apostrophe S, which is a repetition in a pattern, like sewing, like you're gonna just repeat the same pattern over and over. So wild stuff. I mean, you could just take a deep dive into all that stuff. Just run around in that whale all you want.
So Renee, is that where they sort of sing Adusa Kakanach Angahash?
Yeah, and so he'll do that all the time in those stories. Like he's hanging up there, and then he'll say like, and so he tends to sing it, and he uses a hortative, and it happens. So that comes back to like when he says boom, like back to the hortative. And so you see that stuff, and just the power of it. It's really neat. It's really fun to see, and just the pacing, and like as you look at this whole collection of, I don't remember what the count is, like 60, 70 different Raven stories. You have different pacing patterns, methods, really neat, and including some stories that were told, I think in 2012 or 13. I can't remember when did we do that with Shagun and Nashahash. Those were the most recent ones. Yeah. And there's a fun inland version. Like we'll have to do another, like this book, it's gonna come out, and there's more. There's ones from George Davis. There's the Fog Woman story, which there doesn't seem to be a Tlingit version of it out there, which is really interesting. And then I'm sure that there's going to be a bunch more. So the the version of the raven and blueberries where he takes his eye out. The one thing that we don't have in this book is when the second chapter, I guess, when he goes to get his eyes back, which is very similar to Raven loses his nose in terms of going to a town and knocking on all the doors. And there's a really fun line in one of them where he loses his nose and he's walking all over town to look for it. And it's the house right in the middle of the village. And it's fun because they keep saying something like, like try the next house over. And then he finally gets to the middle and they're like, oh yeah, it's here. And so it's sitting on this pile of down feathers and he looks at his, and he's like, can I check it out? And they're like, yeah, check it out. And he looks at it and he says, ha, which is just, it's really funny because he's like saying, it's not too bad. It's not shabby, right? And so, and it's his own, it's his show. So it's really fun and there's lots of repeating patterns. Like I'm really anxious for this book to come out. I wish I could have done better. I ran out of energy. All my consultants passed away while we were working on it. So I think it was just this kind of a haunting project after a while, and just trying to deal with the greatness of these storytellers and just maxing out beyond what I could do. But Chachi was really just amazing to work with. And so he and Jeff, I think, are trying to take it to the finish line in terms of getting it done. But it's also Nora and Richard, their big final project. It'll be the last book that has their name on it as the authors. So it's going to be really neat when it comes out. And it's going to be something worth celebrating. So good cheese for the idea.
Could you explain again what tléixʼ is?
Yeah, so the positive version, it's the verb root is k or ki, which is that verb root has several meanings. So like to follow somebody's footprints or to track game, like I'm tracking this deer through the, I'm not going to find, I haven't been finding it, but I'm tracking it. And then it's also to untangle something. It's to undo weaving or to rip back your sewing. So it's all of those things. And that's the ḵ'adulyeili is the river that untangles a person's mind. That's where Aqtatzin went back as a salmon. And then, so then there's another version where I could say like ḵ'adulyeili, I just failed. And it's the literal interpretation was like, I came unraveled like an old basket. That's how I think of it. But then if someone did a good job, you could say tlléixʼ, which is you did a good job, but it's literally you didn't fall apart. It's a pretty fun, it's a nice Tlingit compliment. That's how I think of it. It's like, good job, not falling apart. So I guess we'll end on that. So, thanks for weathering the rough inland internet. I hope it clears up. We'll blow through the tube and we'll shake the things, and hopefully that fixes it all. Good cheese, Johan. So bring your thoughts, questions. I'll send this out over email because the book's not ready to be shared with everybody yet, but I'll send you folks this so you could, at least these chapters, so you could review these whale stories. Maybe I'll put them together as like a whale story packet. It's probably close enough.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about it on Wednesday, and then we'll also go back to some lessons and translation work.
That was your idea to do the 3 truths.
Yeah, it was fun. Some of you are just some real liars.
I love
Definitely Kune's idea.
Couldn't even think of one. Well, that group in Children Taku Society, that was their idea. So they had a lot of fun with that, and it's a lot of fun to do. Okay.
I've done that with teachers and administrators.
Oh,
It's very fun.
yay. Okay. Gonna sheesh you, huh?
Can I ask, for the project, can we recite it, or does it have to be like original work?
No, like reading somebody's story or something.
Yeah, but like practice it in like with emphasis and rather than just in a monotone, just.
Yeah. So if you want to try and retell it like somebody, that's
Yeah.
fun. If you're not memorizing it, then I would prefer that if you had some sort of introduction that you did in Tlingit that talks about it for a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
that sounds like a great project.
Okay. Gracias.
Huh.